We are finishing packing up the boat. We're going back to Quebec for 2 weeks. Kind of a hi bye to the family. And we're leaving the boat by itself for 2 weeks. So it's kind of weird. Really feels weird. So I'm making sure everything is watertight. All the windows are closed. All our little compartments are open so that there's a bit of airflow going on. Doesn't feel right. We're gonna see you at the end of August.
We'll be here.
Thanks again for looking after everything, eh?
Enjoy home.
We will.
Thanks.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
See ya.
Have a good one.
See ya.
Feels really weird leaving the boat, like leaving it by itself for 2 weeks in the water that's a first. But it's gonna be last time for a while. Leaving in the summer in the middle of the boating season, but that's pretty much the only time we have to do that, just because we've got to come back here, try to sell the car, finish up a couple of projects in the boat, and then we're off, leaving Canada. Woo. So we jumped in the car for a 700-kilometer drive to Pontiac, Quebec. Since we didn't want to get stuck in the Toronto traffic during supper, we made a little stop. The best thing about road trips is that you can just pull over on the side of the road and enjoy some pretty awesome sights. So we just stopped at the shipwreck, La Grande Hermione on Lake Ontario, and then we started just kind of playing on the lake. What?
See the big rotten fish over there?
No, I think it's a rotten fish.
Yeah, it's like on the rocks there, you'll see it.
I was wondering, like, yeah, but that dog food smell was, but it was totally fish.
Yeah.
I'm not getting cool.
Going for some climbing here at Luxville Falls. It's gonna be fun. We haven't climbed in like, how long? Over multiple years?
2 years?
2 years? It's been forever. Other than one time that we got I feel like
But you never get that, like,
But yeah, these are spots. I don't know what you guys are feeling.
This is what you've worked your whole life for. So I'm like, no, guys, I want to try to experience life beforehand. Make the most out of it while I can actually enjoy the thing.
totally.
But that's like, it's what most people actually aim for.
Or work for your whole life for a pension you're not going to get?
Yeah, well, that's it. That's the other thing. Like, some companies just end up going bankrupt or moving elsewhere, and then your security at the end of life is no longer there. How much money you actually need, what your needs are. Live in a tiny home, for example, then, well, I only have so much of a wardrobe, so I'm gonna fit however many dresses, bathing suits, whatever I can fit in this, and that's end of the story. Versus people spend like hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, just like every year, new wardrobe, new shoes, new this, new that.
Yeah.
Like owning a house, you're gonna have so many things. Like within the lawnmower, the this, the that. It's like, I only cut my grass once a week. I could just share it with a neighbor.
I know.
You know?
There should be
But
so
we're
much
just
more
so-
tool sharing and like.
Yeah.
But even just like frugal living, like people don't realize how easy it could be, or they're just like in the pattern of, well, I work a job I hate, so I work hard for the money that I make, so I deserve
A treat.
things. Yeah.
but I cannot afford it. I'm gonna actually put it on credit.
Yeah.
And just get deeper and deeper into that
I
thing.
mean, I was in that cycle for a long time actually. Like that's how I thought. Like
Yeah.
I lived paycheck to paycheck for many years. Actually, I remember going to the bank at one point asking for more credit, and they informed me that I think 60% of my wage was going to pay off my debt.
Oh.
So they couldn't give me
At least it
any
wasn't
more.
the interest on your debt.
Yeah. Well, they couldn't give me any more credit, and I literally was paying like the minimum payments on things. So like I was really stuck in a hole for a while.
No wonder you don't want to move anywhere. You can't. You're literally frozen spot.
You're stuck.
'Cause
Yeah.
you're like,
can't do
you can't make a single change. You can't. You can't take 2 weeks off. You're gonna miss bills. You're gonna miss all these things,
That's
and
the
it's just
thing.
like
Everyone's like, oh, I only have 2
Gosh.
weeks off. It's like, well, you could take longer than that. It's
I
just
know,
you're not
they-
gonna have them paid for. But
Yeah.
to this day, I have yet to have paid holidays, and I've been taking months every single year.
yeah, you
I
vacation
think
more
I'm
than
the
you work
richest
almost.
person. He's so cute. Oh, my, it's orange.
Yeah.
Poisonous. Oh, little cutie. Rock climbing with our friends was so much fun, but it was time to go visit our families. It's gonna be so weird. Cory is abandoning me. We are gonna get split up for 10 days or so. I am going to visit my parents, and he's dropping me off at the train station in Ottawa.
Ooh. But it'll be kind of nice. I mean, we've been working together, living together, doing everything together for the past long time. So it'll be nice to kind of take a little break anyway, and do our own things. I guess we'll spend time with family time. You excited to go home and visit your family?
I'm really excited. I'm gonna have my brother, my sister, even one of my sisters from Florida that's coming over. And I'm gonna see my niece. I'm gonna see so many people. There's even our traditional yearly épluchette de blé d'Inde corn feast with like that big witch cauldron. So exciting.
Is it on time?
So far, yes. Yeah, so far good. Train 26, door 4. I'm Alex, and this is where I grew up in Quebec, Canada, which is why I've got the French accent. I spent years climbing in trees all over the forest and playing in the woods. We had so much food in the forest and garden, it was almost self-sufficient. And these ones, those are the best. I lived a really down-to-earth life throughout my childhood, But we also did a lot of traveling with my parents, which I guess is what inspired me to live the kind of lifestyle that we're living right now and taking off with a sailboat around the world.
Vous avez rien qu'à sentir les framboises, puis je suis là. Ici, il y en a. Il y en a tellement.
Chez manches longues.
Tiens, au lieu-
When it rains, it's so different being in a house than in a sailboat. There is so much more space, and everyone can be in different rooms, doing different things, like drinking beers, cooking, or making some cookies. After it cleared, we still managed to have a campfire, which we did almost every night.
Parce que je dessine, est-ce que je pourrais dessiner demain? Cool.
The forest smells so good after rain. It's fresh and you get the evergreen smell. Just put on boots and go enjoy the outdoors. Over the years, my dad has created so many trails all over the forest. Some trails can get really muddy if it's a wet season. Meanwhile, others are on grass that my dad mows.
Je viens de faire des photos.
I don't see my older sisters from Florida much, so having one of them, Chantal, here with her husband Jeff and her son's daughter Abigail was such a treat. We had the chance to spend lots of time walking in the multiple trails, sharing some beers and good food together. I don't know when I'll be back in Quebec, so I couldn't have asked for better times and company. Every trail has a name, from the Red Dragon, Sanctuaire de Boulot, Chinese Mountain, and many more. And there are sculptures and signs showing cities from all over the world. It really made it convenient when my little sister and I would go play. We could easily tell our parents in which area we would be.
So, he's checking. He's doing his job. Right, buddy? Yeah. Oh! I mean, that guy, you know. So,
That I forget what it was, but it was. That's excellent.
And Cory showed up perfectly timed for a very special family supper at my parents' place.
Nice juicy looking ones here.
We are quite a few in my family, but it rarely happens that we are all here at the same time. I have two older sisters who each have kids of my age who have children of their own. Then there's my older brother who also has some kids. And there's my younger sister. Having all the siblings minus one was incredible. We had an epic big meal outside. We never would have all fit at the dining table otherwise.
Room at the top of the world tonight. I've got a room at the top of the world.
Hey guys, just here enjoying my parents' cottage over by the lake before we head out on our big excursion. It's going to be awesome. Enjoying some nice quality time with family. It's really nice and relaxing here, so it's perfect time to kind of let off some steam and just relax a little bit, because it's been pretty crazy with work and getting the boat ready. Just nice to spend a few days, you know. I think we got another day here and then heading back home and then getting everything geared up shortly after to head back to the boat and get it all ready. Got a couple other last finalized projects and then we should be good to go. So stay tuned for that. Just finished some lunch, got my helmet, some water, keys to the side-by-side. Let's go for a ride. Side by side in. Daddy-o. Oh, there's a puddle. There's a puddle.
That's what I like to come here. We come to 3 bites.
I wanted to give you a little look around and see how I grew up. All my summers really, I mean, I never really traveled much before meeting Alex, or other than in Canada. You know, I traveled and lived in multiple spots around Canada, but this was where I spent all my summers, swimming here, boating here, just enjoying our summer vacation in between school and stuff. My dad has done tons of work on the cottage and the yard around the cottage, so everything looks really beautiful. Lots of gardens and stuff, and it's just a really nice place to unwind. Back when I was younger, we used to walk up that trail and around and kind of climb up. It's a very sloped kind of landscape, but now my dad's got all this nice stairway built. My dad really likes building staircases, I think. Well, he had no choice because there's lots of elevation. As you can see, we walk into the back of the cottage here on the 2nd floor because everything is just cliffs. It's pretty neat though. It was fun growing up. These were my first bits of rock climbing, trying to scale this sweet little, I don't know, 12-foot wall, probably more like 10-foot wall. Lately, I've just been kind of hanging out here in the morning, having my coffee, chilling out, thinking, getting inspired. I spent many a summers here visiting with my parents, just my childhood really.
If you get hit by lightning, we are not responsible.
I didn't sign a waiver.
I'll use your dead hand to write it.
Raspberry, yum. Gimme, 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 gimme. Gimme. It was really nice getting away from whatever stresses you had in town or with school or whatever. Growing up, I remember just coming here and being able to kind of let all that go. Play around with some toys, either four-wheelers or jet skis, or there was always a windsurfing board or kayaks. There's always something to play with. Here's another rock climbing spot, more of a bouldering spot, but it's pretty neat anyway. You can kind of boulder along the edge all the way up the driveway here. Something really peaceful about just being outdoors, really, being outside. Hearing the wind blow through the trees, watching the trees dance in the wind. It's really relaxing, and you get to kind of really let go of things and realize that the world isn't your little bubble inside your your house, and it's not your Facebook likes, and it's not your YouTube likes, and it's not everything else that you might be worrying about or thinking about. It's all about your happiness and what you aspire to do with your life and where do you want to spend most of your time. Kid, I always loved the outdoors. I found myself always playing. I was still very much a video gamer. I enjoyed gaming, but any chance I got, you'd see me riding my bike around outdoors when we had a four-wheeler, playing with that, or just hiking around in the woods and exploring around in the woods around here, going hunting with my pellet gun looking for partridge, or shooting targets with the pellet gun. Maybe that's where I got my ambition to, you know, do more in the outdoors, whether that's outdoor sports, outdoor adventures, or, you know, what I'm into now, which is more sailing and water sports. So our boat is pretty much ready to go. We got a couple more projects to work on. We gotta swap out our motor mounts. We have to put on our new anchor. We decided to go with a Mantis anchor, so we gotta install that, and then we are pretty much good to go from there. I mean, there's lots more projects. I don't think the boat will ever be complete, but that's okay. I'm happy to work on some projects as we go and kind of improve the boat along the way. So far, I think the plan is to head south. We're going to get on the Erie Barge Canal, head down to New York, slowly make our way to Florida, go to maybe the Keys, meet up with some friends, and head to Bahamas. From there, it's kind of all dependent on how long we spend in Bahamas, where we want to go. Cuba's in the works, potentially some of the other islands. Might check out Haiti, but then we got to start thinking about a hurricane hole. So we might do Mexico, might do Belize or Guatemala. So guys, this is where I grew up. Hopefully you enjoyed the tour.
So these are her paintings that she has printed.
We're spending a little bit of time in the old Quebec city, about an hour away from my parents' place, so it's kind of nice visiting home and having a little bit of time to explore the surroundings. I haven't actually been here in so many years, which is kind of funny, but we're having fun and walking around.
Arr!
It's been an incredible visit here in Saint-Philibert. I think that's the most productive one in terms of seeing everyone in my family. Usually I only see my little sister and my brother and my parents, but this time one of my sisters from Florida and her husband Jeff actually came over, so I got to see Chantal and Jeff, and even my second niece Abigail. So that was really incredible, just not expected, so that was awesome. And I also got to go to the annual Épluchet de blé d'Inde, the corn feast that my aunt usually does every year, so that was really, really exciting. I got to see, we were maybe like 36 of my family, so not everyone was there, but quite a few people, so that was awesome. I had so much fun here, but wow, 2 weeks is way too fast. So tomorrow we're heading back to the boat, getting it ready and heading south.